Wow. First of all, I want to start off by congratulating the Los Angeles Lakers on winning championship number 17.
Tie it down. Now you see too late.
As a longtime fan, when I say long time, I mean I've been a fan ever since I was around 10 years old. So this goes all the way back to like 1984 for me. 83, 84, around that time is when I first saw my first Laker game, and I saw that game by mistake. I was just flipping through the channels, you know what I mean? I grew up in the projects in Watts, so we had a little black and white TV, and you flip, you had to literally turn the channels. Everybody that know what I'm talking about, there was a knob and you flipped, and I was flipping through channels one day just looking for something to watch, and I saw a basketball game on, and what caught my eyes was the gold uniforms. They just looked cool, and I just kept it on there for a second, and I was watching, and not even probably a minute into watching it, I saw this player in that gold uniform wearing number 32 go down court and look one way and pass the other way. For me as a kid, that was the most fascinating thing I probably had ever saw. And used to watch basketball, I used to watch people play outside, but I had never seen anything like that where somebody's completely looking this way, but passing this way. It was crazy to me to see that. So when I saw that really kind of like was my introduction to watching Laker games. Magic Johnson, who became my favorite player. And so I just want to, start off my, the dialogue by, emphasizing on how much the Lakers, how long of a Laker fan I've been and how it started for me. And here we are in 2020, and I'm still a Laker fan, just as much as I was back then. So you fast forward through all those championship runs that I watched up until now, 2020, and we got a guy named LeBron James. When I think of LeBron James, first thing come to my mind is he plays the game the right way. He plays the game the right way. I've been coaching. I'm also a basketball coach, so I've been working and coaching for, I'm in year 29. So I've been teaching the sport for a very long time. And the reason why I got into coaching is because my mom didn't have the money for me to play basketball back then. And so I wasn't able to really play on any of the club teams or park league teams and stuff like that because of money issues. So I got involved with coaching, and I've been doing it ever since. And I love what I do. I love impacting the lives of kids. I love, being able to give the kids what I never had. I never had anybody growing up that, paid attention to me or really wanted to help me get to the next level in the sport that I love. It just wasn't there. Unless you just incredibly talented or a certain height, or if you didn't have any of those kind of special qualities, nobody really gave you an opportunity. That's just the way it was. So I want to be that person that give kids opportunities who feel that they don't have them. So that's why I started coaching. So with that said, I recognized LeBron's talents even when he was a young kid playing high school ball, when they would televise his games. I remember he played out here in LA one time at UCLA. I think he might have been a junior. He might have even been a senior that year. They had a game at UCLA. I think they played against Harvard Westlake. And what I saw that day was a hybrid version of my favorite player, growing up, and that was Magic Johnson. I saw a hybrid version of Magic Johnson when I saw LeBron as a kid. So I've always liked this kid since day one. The reason why I want to talk in detail about LeBron James is because, to me, his greatness goes deeper than just, his basketball abilities, meaning that the things that he had to overcome to become who he is. I think what caught my eye last night after the championship run, I saw a clip of LeBron, laying down on the floor, and it looked like in the hallway or something, and he was on FaceTime with his mom. And he was just thanking his mom for, for having him, and just giving her the credit, and just acknowledging her that moment is not possible if it's not for her. In case you guys don't know, LeBron James, grew up in a very tough environment. And he grew up a very tough life, you know what I mean? He had he was born to a young mom. So she was a young single parent mom, no dad, no brothers, no sisters, pretty much he's the only sibling. He's the only kid. And, I think his mom might have been about 16 years old when she got pregnant with him. And, most of the time coming from where we come from, me growing up in Watts in the projects, LeBron growing up in Akron, in a similar environment, probably even worse in so many ways because, it's just every hood is, every city has a hood, and every city has a bad part to it. Some badder, worse than the others. But growing up in that kind of an environment, you're expected to fail. You're expected to fail. I remember, and I'm sure LeBron probably could relate to this, but when you live in those type of environments, most people grow up seeing a guy come to the house well dressed in a suit with a briefcase, and he's called an insurance man. And what they're doing is, because of the environment you live in, and you're not expected to live past the age of 21, they're collecting insurance on you at that age because the death rates, are so high. And I know, I didn't understand it as a kid, but as I got older, I realized, like, man, these people was pretty much banking on us dying. And so that's why the insurance business was such a booming business growing up where we grew up at. So I say this to say this, LeBron being in that type of environment, so many things could have happened. You know what I mean? He could have walked outside and got shot. He could have, all kinds of things could have happened. You know what I mean? His mom could have happened to his mom prior to her getting pregnant with him. Just the situation is crazy, and for her, to get pregnant at that age, go through with the pregnancy and have him, raise him all by herself and go through the struggles that she went through that I can relate to. My mom being a single parent mom, growing, raising 3 kids in Watts with no dad in the picture. I do completely understand the challenges of growing up in those type of environments and trying to survive that. You know what I mean? That is so that task alone is probably tougher than anything. So that's why I related to LeBron when he laid there on that FaceTime call with his mom and was like, "Mom, what you had to go through, this is nothing. Being in a bubble, that's nothing compared." And he's absolutely right. Most people that ain't from where we're from, meaning that if you're not from that kind of environment, wherever that is, whatever part of the city or whatever part of the world that those environments exist in, if you don't come from that type of environment, you're not cut from that kind of cloth, you will never understand. You know what I'm saying? And, the person that he became to be, it wasn't simple. It wasn't simple. You know what I mean? His mom got pregnant at a young age, living in a tough environment, not having anything, you know what I'm saying? And just trying to figure out how to raise her son, you know what I mean? Without no father in the picture. And then look what this young man turned out to be.
back. There is no escape.
You know what I mean? Imagine, and again, in most of those cases, when you got a young girl that gets pregnant, a lot of those times they don't have a kid, or they're talked into not having a kid, or something could happen where they can miscarry that kid because of the stress of living in that type of environment. But thank God that didn't happen, because guess what? Look at this incredible human being that that went through that whole ordeal and survived it. Because he had a strong mom. He had a mom who had a will to make sure that her son, gets the best out of life. And her son turned out to be an amazing basketball player, and basketball became his escape. That's one of the biggest reasons why, I'm such a huge fan of LeBron James, is because I understand where he come from. I understand, the environment and the impact that type of environment can have on you. Again, like I said, coming from those places, you're not expected to live. You're expected to fail. You're expected to die at a young age. You're expected to become a product of your environment. And he persevered. His mom persevered. She got her son in a situation where he could become successful, and it just goes to show you, and I mean, I just give his mom so much props, because it just goes to show you, when you put your mind to something and you focus on your kid and you focus on, just trying to better yourself, what can happen when you put forth the effort. She put her son in a situation where he didn't have to join a gang. He didn't have to do drugs. He didn't have to become, a part of what he grew up seeing. To me, that's what makes LeBron James such an amazing human being, is his ability to escape all of that surrounded him. Again, like I said, using my situation, I grew up around all of that too. I grew up around drugs. I grew up around gang violence. I grew up around, prostitution and all the negative things that you see in the ghetto or in the hood, as most call it. And I seen it all. I seen the murders. I seen, people under sheets as a little kid. Knowing that somebody under that sheet wasn't alive anymore. So, and my mom was able to get me up out of those projects, by the time I turned 14, because obviously, I was going to be put in a position where, they was going to try to put me in a gang, and my mom didn't want that. And thank God, we were able to get up out of there. And, so that's why, I give LeBron James' mom, Gloria, so much respect, and I have so much admiration for her, because again, I watched my mom go through the same thing, and I know how hard it is. It's not easy being a single mom raising a boy. You're going to go through your trials and tribulations, and you're going to have your ups and downs, and you're going to have all these situations occur during that process. But when you stick to the program and you continue to strive, the sky's the limit. And look where LeBron's at right now. I know and I understand, and I know a lot of people hate on LeBron, and it's unbelievable. But I get it. Most people don't understand him. They don't understand where he come from. They don't understand the cloth he's cut from. That's why he's always, in his interviews, he's always talking about, where he come from, and Akron, and and all that stuff, because man, that dude knows, he understands that, that it could have all went the opposite way.
Rebound tip taken by Spades. Final seconds. It's over. It's over. The Cavaliers are NBA champions.
Most valuable player. It was unanimous.
The Cleveland Cavaliers select.
And to Northeast Ohio and Cleveland, the curse is over. 52-year drought has come to an end.
Can you describe what you're feeling right now?
When I came back to bring a championship to the city, I gave everything that I had. I poured my heart, my blood, my sweat, my tears to this game, and Cleveland, this is for you.
That's why he's always on there, in his interviews. He's saying, man, I never thought I'd see myself in this situation. Who'd ever think this? Because I'm telling you, when you're a little kid and you growing up in those type of environments and you seeing all the murders and all the craziness that you see in those kind of communities where it's rough, and it's like you're set up to fail. You're set up to not make it, and then you end up making it. It's like, that is like the most unbelievable achievement alone. But see, what people got to understand is that we are all natural survivors, right? We're all designed to survive. Some do, some don't. They say the strong survive. Well, guess what? When we're conceived, we're that one sperm. We're that one sperm that made it through, that fought through millions of sperms to get to the egg first. You're that one sperm that survived that whole battle of trying to reach that egg to be fertilized, to become a human and become a person. So you survived that. It's in you, it's within you already to be a survivor. You know what I'm saying? And if you're a strong-minded person, a strong-willed person, you'll continue to survive even through the hard times. And so that's why, again, I just want to give, my utmost respect to Gloria James, LeBron James' mom. I know what she had to go through, and I know the circumstances. And LeBron, man, you turned out to be an incredible young man. I had an opportunity to meet you a couple of years ago at UCLA, man. You was up there doing a workout, pickup game out there, man. And I was standing right there next to you because I was watching the pickup game, and we spoke very briefly, man. And you was just a humble dude, man. And to come from where you come from, and get to the level that you've reached, and continue to get to the even more higher levels, it's just a testament to who you are, man, and your upbringing. So I just want to give wanted to give you some love, man, and show mad respect and congratulate you, man, on an incredible career and going through what you had to go through to get to where you are. You know what I'm saying? So I got you as the greatest of all time. Or if especially once your cement is dry and you've called it quits in terms of retiring from the game. I got you, man, as the greatest to ever play the game. Period. No one's ever seen anybody like you. I don't think nobody ever will. Like I said, I've been doing this for 29 years, man, and I've never seen it. And I've watched some of the greatest. I've watched Magic, who was my favorite growing up. I've watched Michael Jordan. I watched Kareem. I watched Dr. J. I watched all the players that that turned out to be superstars. But I just never seen anybody like LeBron James. He simply in a league of his own. And, I just hope he continues to have the success that he's been having and continue to impact the lives of the kids. And that's another thing I want to speak on, too, before I leave, man, is the impact that LeBron has on kids. His love for kids. I mean, how many times have you seen this dude do things that no one ever would think to do? And I'm not trying to bring up no Michael Jordan comparisons or try to compare another brother with another brother. I'm not trying to do that right now in this moment because this ain't the moment to do that. But I can tell you this: LeBron James is always doing something positive in the communities and always doing something for kids, man. I can't tell you how many times I've seen him sign. I've seen him take selfies with kids during games. Just stuff that you don't even hear about. You don't even think nobody would even think to do, which is easy to do. And and so many people that won't do it or don't do it or has not done it, because they feel like they're bigger than that moment or they're bigger than that or they better than that, and I think what I love most about LeBron is that he doesn't think he's better than anybody. You know what I mean? He doesn't think he's better than anybody. He doesn't think he's better than a homeless person on the street. He sees everybody as an equal. He just tries to be as normal as he could possibly be, because guess what? Again, like I said earlier in the interview, man, this dude come from a place where you're not expected to win. You're not expected to make it. So for him to shake a little kid's hand or sign an autograph for a little kid or give a little kid a hug or a high five or his shoes or whatever the case, that's nothing. When you come from where we come from, you're more than proud and you're more than glad to do these things. And the impact that he have on kids and people in general, even adults like myself, you know what I'm saying, who's striving to be even better and greater than what I am at the moment. I'm constantly trying to get better too at life. And I might be a little older than LeBron, but LeBron has done some things that I've borrowed from him in terms of how he do things. I've borrowed those things and put those in my teachings, and it's worked. So, salute to you, brother. Continue to impact lives. Continue to strive for greatness. Gloria, you raised an amazing human being. Congratulations to you. And I'm out. Peace. Marcus Nash.
You won 2 titles. Why does this one feel different?
I'm home.
Let's go. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah! Yeah! Let's go, Lakers! Let's go, Lakers! Let's get it, baby. Let's get it. It's for all you haters. All you LeBron haters. Let's go. Let's go. Spread. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Yeah. Let's go. LeBron, man, you the best, boy. You the best. The best in the world. You the best. You did it, man. 3 championships, 3 different teams, 3 MVPs, 4 rings, 3rd in scoring. I don't want to hear nothing from you LeBron haters. All you LeBron haters, get a whip.
Oh my God, yeah, mama. I had to come. I called. Got stop me. 'Cause this shit